How does it feel to be 18?
It feels good, but the same as 17.
I want to be 18 again, people. Right? Was this sufficiently embarrassing for you? Right?
No, it was awesome. Biggest birthday wish I've ever had, actually.
Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome. So, I want to talk about a few things. Clearly you're an athletic guy. We spoke about sports as well. I see a few pictures from your past. You shooting some hoops. Too bad the Pacers lost last night, but Reggie Miller and your idol LeBron James would love your jump shot.
Thank you.
Silky smooth, man. Well done.
Thank you.
Right? So over the years, you played multiple sports as well, and you shared a picture with me from a time you were in Jacksonville,
Right.
2015, not very long ago. What is significant about this place and the event and what happened?
Right. So, well, that event I competed in the 100, 200, and 400 meter dash. And this was actually the only Junior Olympics that I've competed in that I've actually medaled in.
Okay.
So I thought that was really cool since I've been to 5 total Junior Olympics. And the biggest part that I took away from that meet was that was my last track meet that I competed in with 20/20 vision.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what happened?
Well, a week later actually was the first day of 8th grade, and I was just sitting in the classroom, and I look up on the board. The teacher was writing notes, and I couldn't even see the notes, and it was weird because it just happened so suddenly. So I texted my mom, and we just went to the eye doctor after it. But it was scary at first.
So you could see the day before, and then nothing the next day, virtually.
In a way, yes. But I just didn't know what was going on. It was
Wow.
It just happened out of nowhere.
Is there some history in your family as you talk to mom? Did anyone else have something like this?
Yeah. So my mom's brother, my uncle,
Yeah.
he also has the same condition as I do, but we didn't know that until I went to the eye doctor. We didn't know it was hereditary until I got it. So we had no idea.
So speaking of doctors and stuff, clearly, right, you've been to doctors, you went to people as well,
Yeah.
right? A lot, I would imagine.
Yeah.
So there's an image of you taking a picture overlooking the ocean as well. Again, what is that about?
Right. So that is actually a few moments after just leaving the doctor's office, UCLA. There's a specialist for just my condition,
Okay.
and me and my mother were just getting on the plane to head back home, and we were just enjoying the boardwalk on a Los Angeles beach. Just after we found out the news that honestly it could not be cured, no glasses, no contacts will help, because it's a condition with my optic nerve, not my eyeball. So there's no cure. I have to live with it, and that picture is actually moments after, we found that out.
So that basically became your new normal?
Yeah, a new way of life. Yeah, that's what
Wow.
it was.
So you sent me a picture of your fridge. Clearly, anybody who has a teenage son in the house knows a fridge looks like this
Yeah,
for only 2 days before you restock again, right?
that's about right.
But that's what I see, right? And then you send me a picture of what you see.
Right.
Talk to me a little bit about that. How is
Yeah.
it different from what 20/20 vision looks like?
Right. So, the way I see things is it would just be so blurry, and it's so hard to just different things, labels, sometimes colors, but just the small details would be so tough. For example, refrigerator, pantry, if I'm trying to read something. So little things like that are a challenge in a way, and it just takes longer for me to do them.
So what is this condition called?
So it's called Leber's Hereditary Optic Neuropathy, and what that means is it takes away my central vision and leaves me with my outside vision, my peripheral vision. And it's just been like that for a while. And my right eye is actually worse than my left eye. My right eye is 20/600. That's
Okay.
my acuity. And then my left eye is a little bit better, but still really bad.
Okay.
20/400.
Yeah.
So my right eye actually started to get worse before my left eye.
Okay.
So that was also kind of hard for me.
Yeah. Can you read this? I know you know what it is, but otherwise?
Right. So if I had no idea what you were wearing,
Right.
I could see the logo,
Got
but
it.
I could not read it.
Okay. So, obviously at home this is a challenge, but you've got mom and,
Of
dad and
course.
family
Oh,
and
yeah.
all the rest as well to help. But you sent another picture of you on crutches outside as well. What caused this?
Right, so that was actually from my second track meet after losing vision. It was an indoor meet at DePaul University, and I was running. I won the race, but then while I was finishing and crossing the finish line, there was still a set of starting blocks, 10 feet maybe, after the finish line. And I didn't see them. This was all new to me, and I stepped on them. So I ended up fracturing my ankle, and I was in a boot for about a month. And mentally as an athlete, that's so hard because I kind of had a doubt, and I was kind of hesitant from that point on.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, can I actually do this still? So from there, I was always, in future track meets, I was just like, oh, is there going to be blocks in my lane this time? So I never really had the ability to compete where I should have been because of that doubt in my mind.
Sure. How did you overcome that?
Practice, honestly. Practice, my coaches and teammates were supportive. I always was just more aware. I was always checking, double-checking, triple-checking before I ran. Are there blocks? I'm asking people. I'm walking the track before I run. So just being prepared,
Right.
honestly.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of preparation, you obviously have to prepare differently as well. I see a picture of you trying to read something on an iPad as
Yeah.
well. So talk to us more about your academic side of things for you as well.
Right. Yeah, so in terms of in-class work, ever since 8th grade, actually, I use an iPad Pro for all my schoolwork, all my tests, assignments, and everything. And I have to blow up my font to probably 30 size. Yeah. Same with my phone, not the same size of my phone, but I have to hold my phone that close to my face. So I can't write on paper and I can't read on paper. So my life, as bad as it sounds, it lives on my phone and my iPad.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. That's
yeah.
spoken like an 18-year-old.
Right, yeah.
I sent him emails, no response. I sent him a text, 30 seconds later, boom, right?
That's accurate. Yeah.
And then you showed me your phone, you had 7,000 unseen emails, but every text message is instantly done. So
Yep, that's me.
the more things change, the more they still remain the same in some ways.
Yeah.
But you also showed me something that looks like a different kind of a typewriter or a printer. Mm-hmm. Tell me more about that.
Right. So freshman year, when I was at the Indiana School for the Blind, I was in a class, and I was in a Braille class, and I was learning a Braille writer.
Yeah.
That's what it is, the Braille writer. So I just learned how to write Braille, how to write my name, how to read Braille, and it was a different process. It took me a while, but I realized it was cool. I never used it. I never needed to use it, but I still thought it was really cool to learn, and I still know some to this day.
Yeah. Well, you sort of just casually mentioned freshman year when I was in the Indiana School for the Blind.
Right.
You went from a school with all your friends to the school as well. What was that transition like?
Yeah, being a 14-year-old kid, it was hard leaving all my friends at junior high because you're in 8th grade. Everyone's excited to go to high school, But then I wasn't really going to high school, and they didn't know that, actually. I didn't really tell anybody. Probably some people still don't know.
Were you embarrassed?
I wasn't you know what? Maybe I was, maybe I wasn't. I don't know. Back then, I probably was, to be honest. But now, obviously not.
Sure.
But it was hard trying to make that transition because I didn't want to leave my friends. I kind of still wanted to run track at HSC.
Yeah.
I did. And there was a whole bunch of different things. I didn't know what to expect going to the blind school. So I'm glad I did.
Yeah.
Looking back at it, it taught me many lessons. So, yeah, I am glad I went.
Good. Well, there are people, some people you showed me as well along the way that maybe helped make the transition better for you, and if so, what did they do?
Yeah, there was a whole village of people who have helped and are still helping because I'm still in high school, so they're still helping. Coach Self, athletic director of Hamilton Southeastern, he was a major part of me being able to compete at HSC with track because I had to go there just for one period to be eligible to still compete.
Sure.
So he was a major help in that.
Yeah. And who are these two ladies here that seem to be there at a meet with you as well?
Yeah, so they are at the blind school, my former librarian and orientation mobility teacher, and they've been tremendously supportive. They've been to all 3 of my state track meets, freshman year through junior year, and they're just supportive in the classroom and definitely outside the classroom.
It matters, right, to know that people will show up for you, right, no matter where you are, right, unconditionally. Mm-hmm. Speaking of which, there's a picture you sent of this intensely fierce tiny little person looking straight up at you like an absolute badass, right?
Yeah.
Tell me more about that person.
Yeah, that is my 11-year-old younger sister, Zion Malone. And yeah, she's supportive too. I know when I go to track meets, I always hear her voice. She's always screaming. So, and she helps me a lot. You know, she helps me with maybe things I can't see. She'll always pitch in and help.
Yeah.
Always, without a doubt. And yeah, she's amazing.
What do you all fight over?
Food. She ate my food last night. True story. I had Panda Express in the refrigerator. She ate it. I'm gonna get it back though.
Yeah.
I'll get it. I remember that.
There's the other picture you sent, which can only be that of a mother.
Yeah.
Right? Documenting every move, hand on her heart, eyes welling up, knowing all that is taken to get you there as well. And I'm getting emotional talking about it, so I can imagine how you feel, as you said, the village.
Yeah.
Talk to me about her, your grandparents, your father, the role that village has played in your life throughout.
Yeah, everyone has been, just there for me. They've been strong. We know when we first found out about the condition, they were just super strong for me because, my mom, for example, she knew more about the condition than I did, and she knew it was going to get worse over time. I didn't know that, but she was strong. She stayed strong. And then just outside of that, they're always there for me when it comes to practice. I can't drive, so they take me to practice. They pick me up from practice. So without my mom and dad doing the little things, I would not be here for sure.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, even as we work through this, right? Midnight, she's emailing me presentations, pictures. Do you want this? What can you use?
Working hard.
Yeah. You mentioned you can drive, right? And you're 18, and it's certainly hard. You're a cool cat, athletic, smart, right?
Thank you.
Getting to college. I'm sure women like you. What's the dating scene like? How do you make that work?
If I was dating somebody, I'm not, but if I was, I would just make it work. So if my, hey, it's still cool when my mom takes me to dates. That's still cool. It happened a month ago. It still happens. Yeah, coolest thing. But, besides my parents taking me to dates, I would just Uber or just be creative. Picnic. So like something like that. Outside of that though, it's easy when you go to school with somebody like that. So there's always ways.
Cool.
There's always ways.
You just basically told people on a live TEDx talk that you're single.
Yeah.
Well done.
There we go.
Well done.
We could slide that in there. Yeah.
So, moving from dating to running.
Right.
Clearly, it's something you do exceptionally well, right?
Thank you.
I have a picture from the state championship, you being at the top of the podium, number one as well. What struck me, though, is a video you sent me, and I want to show that to the audience as well for a moment.
Yeah.
Right? This is the 4x100 meter relay, right? And that's where you were running the anchor leg.
Correct. Yep.
So at the very end of that, when the anchor leg starts, that's you with the white headband. That's sort of your signature thing, right? And you are fourth out of 8 teams when you start that leg.
Yep. Get it in
With 100 meters to go.
Yeah.
I don't want to say anything more. I just want you to watch Noah Malone in action.
It's Carroll of Fort Wayne on the outside. Noah Malone, just like he did at the regional last week, is trying to come home strong. It's the Panthers. It's the Royals.
HSE. Malone got him.
Look at that time. That's sticking, buddy. I tell you what.
That one's sticking, buddy, right?
Yeah, right. Thank you. Yeah.
That's tremendous. But from there on, you sent a picture of going from state with the national flag.
Right.
Talk to me about that transition and where did this happen?
Yeah, so pretty much all of this, I had no idea what the Paralympics was before I lost my vision. So in a way, losing vision gave me opportunities. So it was about 2 years ago at this point, I was introduced to the Paralympics. And I slowly started to, run in more meets with them, go to the training center in Chula Vista. So it was kind of a long process, but exciting at the same time. And then most recently in August, I competed in Switzerland and Peru for my first time competing overseas. And oh man, those were amazing experiences for sure.
So what was it like wearing Team USA colors for the first time?
Yeah, it's a huge honor for sure to represent my country, and I don't take that for granted at all because I know it's really, really challenging for anybody, and it's just such a blessing wearing the American flag over your heart.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
it's awesome.
Awesome, man. Well done, buddy. Well done.
Thank you.
That was
Thank
great.
you.
That was
Thank you.
great. Not only did he run, this is what Noah Malone did at the Parapan Games in Peru as well, right? Silver medalist in the 100 meters and gold as well in the relay. Bravo, Noah.
Thank
Well
you.
done, man.
Thank you.
So, Noah, what's next?
Well, a week from today, actually, I will be traveling to Dubai for the Paralympic World Championships. That'll be an amazing experience for sure. And based on how that goes, I'll be training for the Tokyo Paralympics 2020
Sweet.
next year in September.
Okay.
And outside of the track, academically, you know, I plan to go to a Division I college and at the same time compete as a Division I athlete. So those are my, you know, future goals for sure.
Any hints for where you're looking to go?
Yeah, you know, my top 4 schools, no order. Putting that out there. Indiana University, you know, IU here in Indiana, and Indiana State.
Okay.
And then Michigan, University of Michigan, and Michigan State. So those 4 are the 4 I'm looking at for sure.
Okay, great. Everybody, please make Noah feel very, very welcome here so he stays in state, all right?
All right, there we go.
So Noah, there's people watching your live, but there's a live stream audience, and you know these talks are going to be seen by people all over the world for a long time to come.
Right.
What message do you want to leave people with as we wrap this up?
Right. So 4 years ago, when I lost my vision, it was hard for me at first to adjust and basically just to find a new way of life. And since I was so dedicated to track and I loved track, it was my passion, I still had these goals of becoming state champion, just being successful in track, you know, in general. So even though my vision did change, my goals never did change, you know. So basically, what I want you guys to take out of this is if a life-changing event does happen, positive or negative, your goals should not change at all. Your goals should not change.
Well done, Noah Malone.
Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you so much.